Welcome to the Father and Son Talk Show.
Hi guys, and welcome to another video. We are going to do our review of Raw and Smackdown.
Yeah.
And so we will crack straight on with the news. Hi guys, and welcome back. Right, the news. We picked three things so far that we've seen. One was the fact that legend Bam Bam Bigelow is supposed to be rumoured for the Hall of Fame next year. Obviously Bam Bam Bigelow has passed away, so obviously he will be one of these ones where he's passed over to his family.
Yeah.
It's a shame that obviously he couldn't have got in there earlier, but obviously, you know, things happen to wrestlers, especially these days. A lot of them unfortunately don't live for a ripe old age because of things they take. But yeah, it looks like he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame next year.
Yep, and moving on, the next bit of news we have is regarding Rusev's status in WWE. It was reported that Rusev actually walked out on WWE not too long ago. And again, it's this fact that we've had a lot of superstars walk out and it has not been good, has it? You know, Nia Jax, Neville, and now Rusev. But it has been covered up that Rusev is still employed by WWE and he will be at the Greatest Royal Rumble event, possibly participating in the event, since it was reported that he was supposed to be facing Undertaker at the Greatest Royal Rumble event. But now it seems like he's out, and it seems like Chris Jericho is going to be facing Undertaker now, which is a bit crazy. You know, that came out of the blue, and so is the Rusev thing. And we've been talking about this for a couple of days now. Why pick Jericho and Rusev? You know, why didn't they just go with John Cena? Because, you know, the fans loved that squash match.
Yeah,
they had at WrestleMania.
We thought that would have been the perfect.
Exactly, but, you know, randomly they picked Jericho, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But let's move on to the last bit of news we have, which involves WWE Raw's and SmackDown's commentator Corey Graves. And he recently spoke to live.com, I think that's triplelive.com, about Daniel Bryan's return. Obviously we all know Daniel Bryan returned and made his return at WrestleMania alongside Shane McMahon, and Corey Graves was actually forced to retire because of a very similar neck injury. I can't speak today. It was sad to see Corey Graves actually retire, because he had a promising career, and he was asking about, you know, Daniel Bryan's return to action, and it made Corey himself wonder if the same thing could be for him, and I think, you know, if he's up for it and if he gets the green light by WWE, he could definitely go back into NXT. But would he have the same effect as Daniel Bryan? Because, you know, the fans have known Daniel Bryan for a long time now, and Corey Graves is just a commentator, so I don't think he would actually get into...
I think if they did it, they have to do it right by, like, putting a lot of information out there.
Yeah.
Maybe they'd have to look at actually having him into a big feud, not just suddenly turn around and go, yes, I'm okay now. You know, they'd need him to feud with somebody. Yeah. Maybe a commentator on the commentator team. Maybe a wrestler comes down and starts like sort of having a go. Yeah. That's the only way I could really see it happening. If they suddenly did it like Daniel Bryan and he goes, I'm clear to wrestle, as you said, most of the normal WWE fans who watch Raw and Smackdown on TV would just go, well, who are you? Yeah. They wouldn't know who he is. They'd like sort of sit there and think so. But it would be good to see Corey Graves, because as Daniel Bryan is, he was very short, and he's very short on his career. Yeah. Unfortunately, before even Corey Graves could like get close to a title match, he was taken out. So it's a shame. That is very shame. So we will be back after the break for the Raw and Smackdown. Hi guys, and welcome back. So we start the show with Stephanie McMahon coming down with her arm in support, because obviously what happened on the WrestleMania with Ronda Rousey putting her arm into the armbar. So she comes out and she tries to kiss up to Ronda Rousey, tries to like sort of play this like sort of sympathetic manager with the WWE juggernaut behind her. We can do an amazing job with Ronda. Obviously, this brings out Ronda Rousey. You know, they have their like sort of bit of a stare down. Ronda smiles and makes it seem like, you know, we're friends again. Let's work together, you and me. And then all of a sudden it was brilliant. That smile went from a smile to just a glare.
Yeah.
And then she put her in the armbar again and cranked up the pressure on there. Obviously, they broke the hold. They got her out of the ring. Stephanie was walking away.
Yeah.
And all the crowd was singing, you know, this is the Raw after SmackDown.
After WrestleMania. And the fans are looping.
They're the sort of fans that you get, and they will just chant anything. They will like the people you want them to dislike, and hate the people you want them to hate. But that's a WWE crowd all over, really. We all have our fans and you know, haters.
Very true.
And JoJo, it was so funny because she actually said that please pay her some respect and don't boo. Of course, that's just asking for it.
Yeah.
They just went off on a tangent.
I mean, that obviously wasn't real, you know, that was just to get the crowd even lived up because...
I don't know, it was either her saying like, oh no, they shouldn't be booing her because she's Stephanie McMahon, she's one of our...
No, because Stephanie likes the boos because she's supposed to play that character. So, and I think she plays it superbly. But one thing about this opening to Raw, it was good, but again, you had no promos from Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
I think WWE, because the first promo she had, she seemed to be very rocky, and I understand that because at UFC you don't do promos, you know, it's full on just battering each other, and she needs to get used to it soon. It's a shame to see they haven't given her a chance to express herself in the promo. You know, she was just standing there taking it all in, smiling. But she does play her character so well that she doesn't really need to have any promos. So it does work either way.
Maybe they might stick her with the manager.
Could do, yeah.
So then we have the new WWE Women's Champion in Nia Jax comes down to the ring in all of her glory, belt there and everything. And then those two pesky kids, Mickie James and Alexa Bliss, come banging down the ring. And it sounds like there's going to be a match. And I was sitting there scratching my head for the first thing, and I'm thinking, why are they going to win what do you call it now? Someone else is going to
a 2-on-1.
Yeah, 2-on-1. And I was sitting there thinking, well, she's not got no handicap match. She's got no tag team partner. Thank you for the brains. She's got no tag team partner. So
you do.
So they've got no tag team partner, and of course, all of a sudden she goes, "Oh, I have a tag team partner." And then there it is, the music hits, and the first person to move from NXT to the WWE, it's Miss Amber Moon with all of her freaky eyes and everything. She comes out and she takes on in a tag team match, and Amber gets the pin. Really good to see that, because I think they deserve, you know, if you're going to bring her in, there's no use bringing her in and then have Nia Jax get the win, because you want to boost her up, and they've done a good thing by boosting her up. So that looks like it's going to be a very, very good thing. So
I think soon Nia Jackson and Moo will feud. I think they'll try and trick her in. Yeah. Well, it depends what happens in the Superstar Shake-Up. Depends who SmackDown are going to leave to Raw and Raw are going to get. But I think if they're hot on Ember Moon and Nia Jax, they'll put them together straight away.
Yeah, definitely. Then we had the tag team champions in Braun Strowman and Nicholas. Why?
It was funny.
No, don't get me wrong. Why have they taken the belts away from him? We want Nicholas. #Nicholas.
Yeah.
Come on. Right. Just because he's got to go to school doesn't mean he can't be an active person.
He can balance the two.
Yeah, come off it.
Yeah, I think travel with Braun Strowman to school and Braun Strowman to work as well.
I think it might have a bit of a problem with payments, but then again, WWE and Vince is always looking for a bit of a crafty one, so they could give you merch payments. we'll pay you in Braun Strowman merch.
Yeah.
But obviously they had to hand in the tag team titles, and this sets up for an actual tournament that's going to peak at the greatest Royal Rumble with the 50-man Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
It's not Dubai, is it?
It's Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, yeah. So yeah, it's good to see them obviously sort of taking the belts off them because we needed this to move. Then we had a No Way Jose video package. It's good to see them actually put in a bit of a video package of him in NXT to show him who they are. And then obviously No Way Jose comes out with his conga line.
Yeah. No way.
Jose, no way, Jose. So anyway, yeah, we had him take on a jobber. It's a good win for Jose to actually get a win over somebody who isn't a top talent, because obviously if you get a top talent and he wins or he loses his first, it's just a waste of time. So it's good to see No Way Jose in. I don't know how his gimmick will pay over, because like I said to you, there was a wrestler called Adam Rose, and he had like sort of the rosebuds, and that was the same sort of thing, a group of people coming down. There was actually quite a lot of, I think Braun Strowman was one rosebud, and the one with no chin.
You told me his name.
I can't remember it myself now.
He used to be Carmella's sidekick.
Yeah. I can't remember now anyway, but he was a rosebud.
James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth, thank you very much. So he was one of the rosebuds as well. So we'll have to see, in time will tell.
And Daniel Bryan done something along those lines where he had like all the audience come out and like yes, doing the yes chant. Yeah. But like you said, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to last too long.
No. I think he's better off probably going Raw.
I think he's going to go to SmackDown. I think the only reason was this, just to hype up the fans even more, because they're already hyped after WrestleMania. And obviously, No Way Jose is all about having fun and these conga lines. So it's just a way to really hype up Raw again.
So then we had the bar backstage. They did an interview. They did a segment with Kurt Angle, basically asking for their belts back. We want our belts back. Thank you for holding them for us. Now it's time for us to sort of retain our titles. And Kurt's going, no, wait there. This isn't just a case of me handing the belts back to you. You've got to fight for them. And this is obviously when the tournament is created. So it's good to see them not just hand belts back.
And obviously there was a TNA joke dropped in there.
There was, yes, well. The famous TNA joke that's been going around saying that,
that really pissed off someone from TNA. I can't remember who it was, but I saw it on Facebook. He used to work in WWE and he kind of shot back at WWE. I can't think.
It might come back to me later on. But so obviously we had then the Revival taking on Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Finally good to see a good match between them two, because obviously for the last couple of months or so, year nearly, that it seems that the Revival and Carl Anderson seems to be they're struggling to get them going, but obviously this is the time now where we can delete everything from the past, and we can start afresh. So we can have the bar take a bit of a side step now. We can have the likes of the Revival, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows. They can take the tag team tournament. They can win it.
Well, obviously Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy are back as well, aren't they?
Well, but I think I reckon Matt's going to go over to. I think Matt will go to SmackDown. No, sorry, Jeff will go to SmackDown and Matt will stay with his broken Matt gimmick with Bray Wyatt as the other part. So it was good to see the Revival get the win, giving them a good push. I really like the Revival. I think they're a team that looks very old school. They look different to the usual generic wrestlers that are out there.
Awesome.
So, So then we had Seth freaking Rollins, Mr. Monday Night, and Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor in the ring. And obviously The Miz comes out. and the Miz Taraj. They have a bit of a conflict.
Yep.
And then we have the return of Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Yes, he's finally back in his Jeff Hardy gimmick, not the Brother Nero.
Yeah, surprising.
Yeah, because obviously we saw the Bray Wyatt match
Yeah.
at the Hardy compound, and obviously Jeff was in the
Brother Nero clothes.
Brother Nero. So it was weird to see that. If I thought to myself, if they were going to do it, they should have just left either him in character, or maybe, I don't know, during the match, Brother Nero could have got thrown into the river of reincarnation or the lake of reincarnation and come back as Jeff Hardy that we know.
Yeah, can I just say something quickly about this promo? These promos that The Miz, Seth Rollins and Finn Balor had, gotta say, best promos I've heard in a long time.
Yeah.
The fans loved it. Personally, I loved it. The promos seemed very, very relaxed.
Yeah.
Very relaxed. And the way they were speaking to each other was, it was like they hadn't been told what to say. And that made the promos a whole lot more fun. And shout out to either it might have been them just doing it, or it was WWE. But shout out to one of you, because the promos that Finn Balor and Seth Rollins mostly had between each other were very good. And you had Seth Rollins speaking to the audience more. And it's important to speak to the audience. You've got to engage them, because those are the people that are paid week in, week out to come watch your show. So you've got to address them somehow. And all wrestlers in that promo did that well.
Yeah. And then obviously that set up for the main event that happened later on in the night.
Yep.
And we had Sasha Banks versus Mandy Rhodes. Banks gets the win, and then lands a big knee to get the win. So Mandy Rose gets the win. Good to see Mandy Rose doing something, because obviously it's been either the Sasha Banks getting the win or Bayley, but we all know why she started to pick up a little bit more of a win, and it was actually after this match that it was announced. It's sad to see, but Paige has retired from the ring. It was she gets the mic and thanks all the women from the Battle Royale, saying that she wishes she was there. She tells everybody that unfortunately she is injured, and then she says that she wants to hang up her boots and retire. And she says thank you for Daniel Bryan for giving her hope and giving her some chance to get back in there. So this Daniel Bryan thing is really good for a lot of wrestlers who have got injuries, like Paige. Like obviously, as we've mentioned in the with Corey Graves with the news. So obviously, it's good to see him coming back, because it gives a lot more young wrestlers who unfortunately have been away from the limelight.
Exactly like Paige as well. Paige is still so young, and she's got so much to offer as a WWE competitor. And it's sad to see, but if she does come back, it'll be fantastic. And she was great before she actually left WWE for a little bit. She was on top of the world. She was Divas champion. She was. I would say she's probably the one that started off the women's revolution. Yeah.
She was certainly a kick-ass. I say, on her first debut as Raw, she won the women's title, Divas title. So then we have it's time to walk with Elias. Elias is in the ring. He comes out. He's doing his usual stink where he's slagging off the crowd, and they're laughing about it and they're loving it. And this brings out the famous Bobby Lashley. He's back with a vengeance.
It was a night of debuts for Raw, wasn't it?
It was,
NXT, you had returns, you had,
yes.
unfortunately, retires.
Yes, very much. So obviously Bobby Lashley is now with the WWE. It's good to see they've brought him into the main roster and not brought him in the NXT. Like you say, he knows how to work the WWE crowd. He's done it for so long. He is a better wrestler now. He's since he's been
very physical.
he
looks good for his age.
since he's been in NXT, he's worked at his work rate has improved, his knowledge has improved, his wrestling has improved. So I'd be happy if Bobby Lashley took the belt off Brock Lesnar, who we have been told that he has done a new contract. It's not a year-long contract by the looks of it.
Yeah, but it does actually allow Brock Lesnar to negotiate one fight with UFC.
So then we had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn turn up on Raw. So obviously he's like they're now desperate for a job. So obviously they're desperate to see if they can keep with the WWE, because obviously they have been made redundant, sacked by SmackDown. As we mentioned, it was said that it was only SmackDown that they were going to get fired from. So they turn up and Kurt Angle's there and they're begging for a job. Kurt Angle says TNA's hiring.
Yeah, this was the TNA thing. Sorry, my mistake. It wasn't the bar when they spoke to Kurt Angle. It was actually the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn thing.
Yes. Like I said, I can't remember who the hell it was that was on there. What's it? Wouldn't be Joe.
He's a proper star he's probably one of TNA's best at the moment anyway.
Yeah. I would say I was probably thinking it might have been Alberto Del Rio, but it couldn't have been him because he's been let go from TNA as well. So rumours he's going to come back as well. So he says if you want to fight, how about you two fight in the ring, because there's one more spot and one more spot only for a possible singles competitor. Can't have you as a tag team, but I'll have you as a single. And it's quite funny. They're saying, well, wait there, didn't you beat up on your last employer? And I was like, well, Kurt Angle, you basically did the same thing, didn't you, last night? So we had Heath Slater and Rhino versus a new debuting tag team, as in the Authors of Pain, the AOP of finally cut their ropes from NXT, and they're with us now.
They've also cut their ropes from Paul Ellering as well, as we saw.
Yes, they did, after picking up the win. Very good again. Obviously, you want a good win from your new debuting tag team. They seem to just look at him and walk away.
Yeah, it was a bit
Wasn't
weird.
Even like they had this argument or anything. Obviously, Paul Ellering, he's a old man. He's
he's an OAP.
Tired. Yeah, he's an OAP. He's probably that's why they picked that one. He is an old age pensioner, so that's probably why they've decided to split them up a little bit, because it is a grueling.
Monday night.
Yes, obviously he goes from Monday night then on to sort of the not independent, but the little house shows. Their whole week. Even though you think to yourself, they just do Monday nights. They don't just do Monday nights or Tuesday nights. They do Monday nights. Then they travel down to the next sort of house show. Yeah. They do a house show. Then they might get a couple of days off. Then they might travel around and do another couple of house shows. Then finally they get the chance to come home on Friday. So it's
a tough schedule. Obviously, when you're about Paul Ellen's age, you just want to watch your kids grow up, don't you? And
chill out and relax.
The funniest thing about Authors of Pain I've just thought about is their name. It does mean old age pensioners.
Yeah, OAP. Yeah.
Crazy.
So they gave it an OAP.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Old doesn't begin with a name. My mistake. Authors, yeah.
Authors of Pain, yeah. So we had Roman Reigns coming out. Probably comes out and says about how he's disappointed in not winning. That Brock Lesnar's still got the belt. Carrying on. A lot of people who still feel that way. I am fed up of being I'd love nothing more to get the belt off Roman Reigns. I'll do it myself. Not Roman Reigns, sorry, I prefer Brock Lesnar.
I doubt you would do that.
Yeah. But this brings out Samoa Joe, returning Samoa Joe after his injury. Good to see Joe.
He's had a lot of injuries, hasn't he?
Yes,
He's been hitting a lot.
It's good to see Joe back on Raw. Hopefully, it would be nice to see him or Roman go at a... I think that there's rumours that Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe are supposed to fight for the belt.
I think that'd be good.
Further on down the line, when finally Roman gets the belt off Brock, that I reckon it's going to be I'm sure at the Royal Rumble, the 50-man Royal Rumble, I'm sure they're up for the belt there. Roman Reigns and
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. So hopefully he'll get
in a
the
steel
belt off
cage match as well.
Yeah. I think he's going to be very physical on it.
Definitely.
Then we had Titus Worldwide versus Matt and Bray. This is the first time we've seen Matt and Bray together as an actual tag team, and they looked pretty good. They really did. I think this could be the best thing for both of them. I really do think it's the best thing for Matt and Bray to have tagged up, because Bray looks the same as he used to be. It's good because Matt does this thing where he does the wonderful thing, and obviously Bray does the one where he's kneeling down on the floor doing that. And when you looked at them on the screen, they did actually look really good as a tag team. So
they did, and it does work for both of them, because obviously you have Matt Hardy, who's getting to an older age and he won't be as able to do more things. That's right. Then you've got Bray Wyatt, who's still got a couple of years, so he'll be able to do more physical stuff. And I hope they do keep this tag team together, because it's making it easier for both of them, as if Bray Wyatt actually gets something to do on Monday Night Raw.
But obviously, not only like sort of the working element, but also you've got the fact that Matt can hopefully bring Bray into the promos, how to carry on with everything he's doing. So, I think that's is a good move for them. So they move on to the tournament. As he said, they're doing a new tournament to create the... pardon me, do apologise. To crown the new tag team champions. Then we had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fight for a job. They should do that as a pay-per-view, don't you think? WWE's fight for your job. Sack everybody, and then they all fight for a job.
Yeah.
And then,
that'd be quite
but then again, saying that half of these that want to get out will probably just not turn up and do get sacked. So, so obviously, it ends up as a double. Was it a double disqualification?
No, it was a double count out. Both of them were on the floor.
Yeah.
And
so
got up and...
obviously they turn around and say, "Well, we haven't got a part for you. Nobody won, so you're out." So
it's going to be interesting to see what happens with both of them. Actually, whether they will. There's nothing that can happen for them. What are WWE planning to do? It will be exciting to find out.
No, God knows. So then, this is a funny scene. I loved it. Matt Hardy and Bray Hardy.
Bray Hardy.
That could be his new name.
That could be their tag team.
The Hardy brothers. So we've got Matt and Bray. They walk through the backstage, and obviously Jeff meets him, and they have a bit of a look down, and then they embrace, and he's going, brother Nero, how are you? And Jeff's like, yes, I'm fine. It's still being in the brother Nero. What's it? And there's obviously Matt, and they embrace and everything, and
it's like a lovely family reunion.
Yeah, it's like two brothers who are meet. And then it's so funny because after they separate, obviously Jeff walks off with Seth and Finn Balor, and he goes, and one of I think it was Seth Rollins. He turns around and goes, "What's all that about?" And Jeff just looks at him and goes, "Oh, I don't know," and walks off. Still WWE trying to sort of belittle the broken universe. But then officially we have sort of the match. The Miz Taraj versus Finn, Seth and Jeff. That could be a good 6-way. That could
Finn,
be.
Seth and Jeff.
The Finn, Seth and Jeff. Jeff. So we have the 6-way tag team match, and we had Jeff and Finn Balor and Seth pick up the win. So obviously the Miz Taraj and the Miz still looking bad. I wouldn't be surprised if sooner or later they either split Miz Taraj up, or they somehow feud with the Miz, because they seem to be doing it quite a lot with these, that they've ended up sort of arguing.
Yeah, if they do, they have to be careful, because I think the only way they could do this is the Miz Taraj turn on the Miz, because that's happened a lot. Legacy have done that with Randy Orton, and this is quite common in WWE. It's good to see, because if the Miz Taraj completely split up and you have Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel go elsewhere, you will lose them. They won't be as relevant. So you need to keep them together. You need to keep the Miz Taraj together, and then obviously the Miz is just good enough on its own, so the Miz can just go wherever he wants. But I reckon he will stay on Raw.
Yeah. And then that was the end of Raw. Obviously, next week they have the Superstar Shake-Up. It's going to be interesting to see where everybody goes. But that's next week.
Yep.
So after the break, we will go over to the SmackDown correspondent.
Yep. And welcome to the SmackDown review. So on this week, sadly we didn't have as many debuts as Raw, but we did have one in particular. So let's get straight into the show. So we had Shane opening the show to a lively crowd as he heads down to the ring for the first SmackDown after WrestleMania. And again, the crowd were crazy as ever.
Yeah.
So Shane starts by welcoming the after crowd from WrestleMania. And he thanks the WWE Universe for being part of WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. And he went on to say that this Sunday, his WrestleMania was his favourite because he witnessed, obviously, Daniel Bryan's return after coming back from injury. And then Shane says they both won because of Daniel's passion and resolve to never let anyone take away his dreams as they won the match. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn did lose their chance of being SmackDown superstars once again. So that was nice of Shane to say. That seems like, again, a very relaxed promo, more on the man-to-man kind of thing. And he says that Bryan has finally handed in his resignation as SmackDown's general manager, meaning there will be a new...
Curry's making your tongue...
Yeah, meaning there will be a new general manager, and I'm happy and proud to announce the new SmackDown general manager is no other than Paige. Yes, so obviously Paige were told the WWE Universe on Raw that she will have to retire. And no better to do it at SmackDown, because it seems like every person who retires from SmackDown comes and becomes their GM, which is absolutely crazy. But it's Paige. It is good because the fans like it, but it is sad to see that she's doing the same thing as Bryan. But obviously, let's hope she comes back soon.
Let's hope in 3 years' time she comes back with
exactly.
a clear head.
And she comes back at WrestleMania and does a mixed match tag team with Shane McMahon's son. And then Paige, all the focus handing over to Paige, and then she's talking about last night, and as she walked back through the curve with her head down, and everyone disappointed. Shane was waiting for her right there, and he supported her and really helped her see what can happen in the future, and that's really why she accepted the job. So the first night on the job, she wants to make it special. She wants to make a stand and show people she's here for good. And she involves Daniel Bryan, and Paige keeps teasing the audience with this one, doesn't she?
Who's going to put you against?
The crowd were first shouting Rusev Day, so we thought it was going to be Rusev, and again teasing as the audience are very vocal, as we have Rusev Day chants, and AJ Styles chants. And then Paige finally announces it will be AJ Styles, and the fans go wild. And then there's a boom, mic drop, smoke. Paige is out of there, just like that. Well, there wasn't smoke, but it would be cool if there was.
Yeah, very good.
So then we move on to the first match of the night with the Usos versus New Day. The winner goes to face the Bludgeon Brothers at the greatest Royal Rumble event ever. So Woods and Jay start the match off. The Usos look very strong coming out from the start, main control as much. And the New Day's powerhouse Big E comes at them with a belly to belly. And then Woods picks up Big E. Xavier Woods, probably shorter than Big E and way skinnier than Big E, picks him up and chucks him onto Jimmy Uso. That was crazy. I can't believe we've done that. That was amazing. But then we move on to a tag marathon in the corner as the Stampede takes off.
Yes.
The Unicorn Stampede. Yeah, the Unicorn Stampede takes off with their horns smacking into. Midway through the match, the New Day looked strong as they gained more control, and then Big E with a big accident. Do you reckon that's what his mum said when do you reckon that's what his mum said when Big E came out? I was like, Jesus Christ, I've got a big accident, and that's where it came from. And that's where the big accident came from. So, Big E with a big accident as he jumps onto the ring apron after a dodge from Jay. And then Jimmy also looking strong, doing everything in jumps and super kicks to try and put the New Day down. And then Jimmy hits Woods with a Samoan drop. Oh my God, Big E, he's crazy for the height and for the build he is. He can do so many athletic things.
Yeah, definitely.
He literally ran at Spears. He ran at Jimmy and speared him through the ropes and go crashing to the mat, and that was fantastic to see. And then we had a close call after Big E and Woods double team deliver a backbreaker, but a close call after a kick out from Jimmy at 2.5. And then Jay climbs to the top rope and hits a splash. 1, 2, 3. They win, and they are facing the 2B Bludgeon Brothers at Saudi Arabia. But then the Bludgeon Brothers music hits. They come out to meet the Usos, and they point the mallets at the Usos and just stand there. And that made the Usos. That made the Bludgeon Brothers look very scary like. So then we move on to a second match. Continued. After the night, and it was Naomi versus Natalya. And then, so we start with the collar and elbow tie-up. This match was due to Natalya or Naomi boasting about her win for the women's Battle Royal match at WrestleMania. And Natalya was just saying like, you don't deserve this. You know, you could never beat me. So. And this match started because of that. So Naomi starts off very strong, and then we go to a break quickly, and then Natalya gains control and gloats as always, as all the Hearts do really. And then Naomi hits some glow kicks to Natalya, glowing her up. And then after a powerbomb from Natalya, Naomi looks down and out, but she kicks out. And a moonsault in the corner from Naomi finishes off Natalya for the 1, 2, 3. Then we move after that to a backstage promo of Shinsuke Nakamura. Obviously, we know that he's turned heel after his turn on AJ Styles. And Nakamura's talking about what he did in a very sarcastic way. And I think this heel turn really is suiting Nakamura.
I think it's perfect for Nakamura to turn heel now, because if they turned him if they brought him in as a heel. He wouldn't have got over with the crowd. The crowd, some love him and some hate him. Yeah. You're still going to get people who are loving Shinsuke Nakamura.
Exactly.
And it's good because, like I say, now he doesn't have to do those long-winded promos.
Yeah.
He can just come out and he
can
go
say something sarcastic and then be on. Yeah.
So,
in my opinion, I love this little promo. And Nakamura as a heel looks amazing, and he can also be angry and sarcastic. And it can also set up for another match between himself and AJ further down the line, because we all know WWE don't like doing these face and face or the heels and heels. So obviously, if you've got a face and you've got a heel, then they can come together and make a different match.
Yeah.
And I think that will do Nakamura a world of good. And then Renee Young goes on and tries to ask Nakamura a question, but Nakamura comes back with a very funny answer and goes, "Me no speak English." So yeah, that was very, very funny. And then we move on to the Queen in Charlotte Flair coming out and saying
she came out.
Coming out and saying
there was something funny about her.
No, that's a dad that's going to come.
Oh yeah, true.
And then she said, last minute at WrestleMania, she faced her toughest opponent yet in the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. And she enjoyed it because, Asuka pushed her to the limit, making her work harder. And for that, she thanks the Empress of Tomorrow. And then Charlotte talks about both of them leaving every ounce of energy and emotion in that stadium, saying Sunday was special and magical. And then Charlotte was interrupted rudely, very rudely, by NXT's Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, the new debutants on SmackDown, so they've also been moved up. And she's saying the new wizards, they could take that belt right away from Charlotte's waist, and obviously the new Wizards being herself and Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. So
I really like them too. They're really good now.
Yeah, I think
I
they're
liked
good.
them in NXT.
yeah, I thought they would have. It's a shame they've been moved up because I thought they would have had a chance to actually try for the belt. But there's so many good wrestlers in the women's division at NXT. It's so difficult.
If you had everyone try for the belt, it wouldn't be an historical belt. It would just be a pass to every single person belt.
Yeah, that is very true. So they give it up for Charlotte's great match sarcastically at Mania, saying it was good and not bad, but they said it wasn't iconic. It was not iconic at all. I disagree with that, but you know, it's up to them. Whatever they think.
It's their name, isn't it? The iconic.
Well, yes, the iconic duo. Yeah. So then Royce and Kay take the Mickey out Charlotte. Poor Charlotte. She looks like she was getting bullied by. Yeah, it looked like she was getting bullied by two bullies. And then they also say out with the old and in with the new, and that was that could also be an extended word for that Charlotte's going to Raw and possibly the new competitors will come to SmackDown. So Charlotte's had enough. She goes straight for Kay and Royce, but the numbers game catch up as they beat up on Charlotte. And shades of Kay right to Charlotte, and I think that's Charlotte out there. But no, Charlotte's thrown over the commentary desk into the ring post, and then shoulder first into the steel steps, and that was it was a massive beatdown. And then there was a double powerbomb outside the ring to Charlotte, and that was when Charlotte was out of it. She could not do anything then. And then Charlotte struck back into the ring as Kay and Royce leave the ring, and we hear the music we've all been waiting for. We've all been teased about it.
Finally, it's happened.
Yeah, finally. Oh my God, Carmella's music hits. It is time. Yes. Carmella has cashed in her Money in the Bank contract. Finally, after all the speculation, we were speculating that she was going to lose it soon, that she was just not going to cash it in all, she was going to, be stupid and forget or something, but no. Carmella hits Charlotte with a super kick to the face, 1, 2, 3, and Carmella is your new WWE Women's SmackDown Champion. And I know why they did this, because WWE, the best performers they thought in WrestleMania was Charlotte herself, and Ronda Rousey. So they want at WrestleMania 35 Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey. So what they're going to do is they're going to put Charlotte over to Raw, so then they can start to build up this rivalry, and it will all conclude at WrestleMania 35.
Charlotte, when she was over at Raw, she was a heel.
Yeah. So
when she moved to SmackDown, she was more of a fan favourite.
Yeah. So maybe, she's always going to be a fan favourite because she's a flair.
Yeah.
So I think that this could work for Charlotte. Maybe she'll be a heel over on Raw then, because Ronda Rousey at the moment is a face, and the woman wants to really turn Rousey, would they?
Do you know what was funny about this part? Is where where she handed over the case to the referee.
Yeah.
And the referee was like, what? It would be so good if one of the commentators had turned around and says, what, has her case expired because she's been holding on to it for so long? Is it out of date? They were just standing there going, the commentators didn't speak about it.
Yeah, they were just acting like they were shocked.
Yeah. And it's like, well, why didn't nobody turn around? Corey Graves should have done it, because he is brilliant on commentary though. Yeah. He should have turned around and says, well, maybe it could be the fact that she's handed it in or tried to cash it in on up-team times that she's actually failed.
Yeah, very true. So then we move on to the next match of the night. It was a triple threat match between the old United States champion Randy Orton versus Rusev versus Bobby Roode. So then we have the new United States champion Jinder Mahal at ringside. I just want to pull the trigger. Why has he got the belt? It really annoys me. So
why has he got the belt? Purely one reason
The Indian tour.
Indian tour.
Yeah, so
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. No.
He will be in that, won't he?
Well, he might be, but I don't think they gave it in for the Saudi Arabia tour. It's more the Indian tour, really.
Well,
but it could be a mix of both really. So then we have Rude and Orton start off the match, double teaming on Rusev, and then Rude turns and focuses his attention on Randy Orton. Let me just switch over. And then we have Randy Orton on the outside, and he runs Rusev into the barricade. It was a tough move that was for Rusev to deal with. But then we jump back into the ring with Orton, and he puts Rude out dry on the ropes. And Orton starting off very, very strong here. But then Rusev comes back and clotheslines Orton. And then we have a big kick from Rusev to Orton, and he goes for a cover. 1, 2, Orton then kicks out, and then we have Bob Roode come back, and he throws Orton out of the ring, and Roode with some takedowns goes to the top rope, jumps on Orton and tries for a glorious DDT, but he misses, and then Orton hits him with a power slam, and he's sent outside by Roode. Orton catches Roode, only to fall into the hands of Rusev as he does the same and power slams Orton onto the table outside, and that was really harsh, wasn't it? That was a big move. And then we have a match kick turned into the Accolade, and Orton breaks it up and gives an RKO to Roode. 1, 2, 3, and that means Randy Orton will be facing Jinder Mahal at Backlash. We've got one match there already.
So we've got Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton for the WWE title.
WWE title.
Yeah, hold on. That didn't work.
Oh, yes.
Now we've got Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton for the United States title.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, it's not going to work at all. Randy Orton's just going to...
Randy Orton,
he's so good, but with Jinder Mahal, he's just not good, is he?
Randy Orton, don't give him the freaking face.
Yeah, he's better as a heel.
Better as a heel.
Put him on
You
Raw.
want a badass heel.
Yeah.
Randy Orton is your man.
Put him on Raw. He was so good on Raw, wasn't he?
Exactly.
So then we move to the main event of the night, which AJ Styles and it was AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan, and this dream match starts off with AJ and Bryan locking up with a collar and elbow tie up, and then we have ground moment from the two, starting the match off slowly, and then Styles gains early control as Bryan starts to get into the match as he kicks to the side of the stomach, which rocks AJ Styles, and then drop kick by Styles knocks Bryan out of the ring, and Styles from the ring hits a forearm on Bryan, hitting him to the ground, and then we have a drop kick in the corner by Bryan, followed by the yes kicks, and when he keeps doing these drop kicks, it's really worrying me, because I'm scared he's just gonna, he's gonna hurt his neck, and you're just gonna see him grab it, and the ref's gonna call it, and something's scary as like that.
I don't know if they're telling him to do it to get more things, more fans caring for him, but every time he does it, I'm just worried that something's going to happen. You're going to hear something from the press that he's retired again.
Yeah, and then he will have no job because Paige has stolen his job.
Yes.
So then we have a forearm in the corner from AJ Styles, and then an Irish whip by AJ takes Bryan to the corner, and he flips over AJ Styles, but landing on his bad knee. And this really worried me as well because he seemed to have hurt his knee. I don't know if he actually did or he was just playing on
Jarred it a little bit.
And then Styles, after that, takes control as he flips over Bryan and delivers a backbreaker to Bryan into the cover. 1, 2, but Daniel Bryan kicks out. Still in it for Daniel Bryan. And then Daniel flips Styles into an armbar, and AJ counters into the calf crusher. And this was amazing to see these two submission specialists go from 1 to 1. It's fantastic. And then Daniel tries for the yes lock, but AJ moves out into cover. And Bryan kicks out, and then we have AJ hits the Pele kick to Bryan, and I think the Pele kick is fantastic move used by AJ. It's really, really good. And then for a 1, 2, but Bryan kicks out. And
you know what, with the Pele kick as well, it's not the fact that suddenly he can do it; it's the fact that he doesn't injure himself or his competitor. The way he smacks that, the way he flips over and catches him just at the side of the head. Brilliant.
Exactly. So, and then Styles tries for a phenomenal forearm, but misses, and Daniel Bryan gets to the corner and misses the double knees. And then AJ Styles tries for a style clash, but doesn't get it, and Bryan turns it into the yes lock. And again, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
How Bryan was able to turn that Styles clash into a yes lock was fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
But luckily enough for Styles, he breaks out. And then we have Daniel Bryan and Styles on the top rope, coming off the landing onto the map. And once again, this match ends in a disqualification due to Nakamura coming to the ring. He gives a knee to the back of Bryan's head, and that was that looked really like
this whole match. I was like sort of worried about Daniel. But like when
Shinsuke just literally gave him right in the back of the head, and it looked sore. But then Bryan's knocked out the ring because of that. And again, another low blow to AJ Styles from Nakamura, and a Kinshasa hits AJ, knocking him clean out, and another low blow to Styles. So Nakamura is just on a rampage at the moment. Whether he'll stay on SmackDown, I'm not sure. I hope he does, because I hope he will challenge for Styles belt soon.
Yeah, you could see three-way with Daniel, AJ, and
yeah, very true. That's a clever idea. I think that could happen. So yeah, that concluded this week's SmackDown review.
Okay then, thank you very much for watching. We will be back later on.